Welcome to Penrose Learning, where we make understanding easy.
You start by adding room dependencies and enabling capped in your module build. Gradle, then sync. Once done, create a Kotlin data class and annotate it with an entity, giving it a clear at primary key. Make sure field types are room compatible. If not, plan a type converter. You're doing this now because entities define the schema room uses to generate code. This immediate step lets room know what to persist and prepares you for the DAO and database implementation that follow. Next, define a @DAO interface containing @insert, @update, @delete, and @query methods tailored to your entity. Use suspend for coroutines or return live data /flow for observation. Then create an abstract class extending room database and include an abstract method to expose your DAO. Once done, instantiate the database with room. Database builder in an application singleton or via dependency injection. Make it a single source of truth. Also add type converters or migrations at this stage if your types or schema require them. Finally, wrap your DAO calls in a repository and expose results through a view model. Launch DAO operations inside I/O coroutines and expose live data or flow to the UI so you can observe changes. Hook your activity or fragment to observe and submit updates to the view model for insertion or deletion. Verify behavior with an in-memory test database. If something breaks, check that you applied capped, properly annotated entity/DAO methods, and used suspend or correct return types. Mismatched signatures are the most common error.
Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, leave a like and consider subscribing. See you next time.